Are you suffering from pain in your leg and you're wondering whether the problem is at L5-S1? If you are, then this video is going to answer all the questions you have about symptoms from a disc or a facet joint problem at L5-S1. Hi everybody, my name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today I'm going to be showing you the L5-S1 pain pattern that runs from your back all the way down into the leg. Now, before we dive into the content, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and like this video using the link in the right corner of the video, because then you'll be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out. And we've got loads of back pain and sciatica videos in the works for the next few weeks. Now that that's been said, let's talk about what we're on about with L5-S1. Now, if you didn't know already, L5-S1 refers to a certain level in the spine and a nerve that corresponds with those levels. So we'll have a look at the spine and I can explain things a bit better. So if this is the human spine here, obviously this big bowl-shaped thing is your pelvis, and then we have the sacrum down here, which is this big funny-shaped bone that sits around your bottom area, and then we have the spine. So in the spine, we've got the vertebrae, which are these white things here. These are the bones that make up the spine. And in the lumbar spine, okay, and that's where the L gets its initial from, lumbar, we have 5 lumbar vertebrae. So we have L5 is at the bottom, then L4, L3, L2, and L1. And the S, when we're talking about S1, comes from sacrum. So S for sacrum. And you can see here that the sacrum has got little holes in it. And we would call these holes S1, S2, S3, and S4. Now, what you can see here as well is that every single space between the vertebra and between this vertebra and the sacrum, we have something called a disc. And a disc is like a tough outer sac, which is made of collagen fibers. So it's like tough ligaments, basically, with a fluid center inside it. And we call that fluid center the nucleus. Now, the discs are important because they help us move our spine. They help us be flexible. They help us bend and twist nice and safely. But they can also cause problems. And one of the problems that can happen with the discs is you can develop something called a disc bulge, which is where the fluid center starts to push towards the back of the disc. And you can also have what we call a disc herniation, which is when the fluid center actually leaves the disc. So that's a more severe version of a disc bulge. Now, if you look at the spine here, I'm just going to switch it round to this side. You can see these yellow things. And these yellow things are the nerves that exit the spine, okay? And in the diagram, these nerves are cut off. In real life, these nerves continue all the way down the leg. So if something in your spine, and for most people, the something that presses on a nerve is a disc bulge. So if something presses on a nerve, it causes pain down the course of that nerve. So it's very important for us to know which directions these nerves travel in order to tell us which nerve is affected. Because when people come to see me and they've got pain in their leg, which we call sciatica, depending on the pattern that the pain is traveling in down the leg, I can usually tell which nerve is affected, and that helps to guide our treatment. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is the L5 and S1 pain patterns. So as I've shown you on the spine at the moment, the L5 nerve is here. So it's this one that sits just underneath the L5 vertebra. And the S1 nerve is this one here. So it's the one that sits just underneath the S1 or just underneath the L5-S1 disc. So basically what happens to cause pain around these areas is often a disc bulge at L5 and S1 presses on one of these nerves, or we get a problem with the facet joints like arthritis or just a facet joint problem, which can pinch the nerve and cause pain down it. We can also get other problems which are more complex than this video will allow, But there are lots of different things that can irritate the L5 or the S1 nerves and give us pain in the leg. So now that that's been said, let's have a look at the L5 and the S1 pain patterns. They're going to be different depending on which nerve is affected, but hopefully with the information you get from this video, you'll be able to have a clue as to which nerve in your leg is the problem, and that can help you treat it. So let's have a look at the pain pattern now. So now we know a little bit about what L5 and S1 actually are. Let's talk about the L5-S1 pain pattern that someone's going to experience if they have a problem at these levels. So we're first going to talk about the L5 level, which is this vertebra here, and then this nerve root here, just at the bottom of the spine. So let's pretend on my right hand side, I've got a disc bulge that's touching the L5 nerve. Now, the first symptom that I'm likely to get could well be back pain. Okay, not everyone gets back pain, but most people who have a problem here do get back pain. And the back pain tends to affect this kind of area here, so near the sacroiliac joint, so just around the belt line and very low down in the back. And it could be a muscle spasm, it could be a sharp jab of pain. Usually the pain here is not like a nerve pain, but it's more of a dull ache. And that could be the first symptom I feel. Then after that, if I've got an L5 problem, most people find that the pain goes down into their buttock. And this is the case for many of the nerves in the spine because lots of them go into the pelvis before they go down the leg. So the next thing I'll feel is pain down into the buttock. Now the L5 nerve then does something quite interesting. It goes down into the back of the leg and also down the side of the leg. So this is a very key differentiator for L5. It tends to go down the side of the leg. So someone with an L5 problem will tend to have pain going down the back and side here. When it reaches the knee, it tends to keep running down. So it goes down the outside of the calf, and then it goes down behind the ankle here, behind this bone in the ankle called the lateral malleolus, and then down into the outer border of the foot. Usually it goes to the outside border of the foot, to the little toe. But sometimes the L5 can also cause pain in this little patch between the big toe and the second toe as well. So that can also be an area that can cause pain from L5. Now the reason it can cause pain in this area is because the L5 nerve is one of the main suppliers of the muscles that lift your big toe. So the L5 and the big toe are pretty closely related. Okay, so if you have pain that goes down the side of the leg and then sits around this funny little space here near the big toe, that could be the L5 giving you problems. So that's the L5 pain pattern. Now the S1 pain pattern, and bear in mind that these aren't completely discrete and they sometimes cross over a little bit, but the S1 pain pattern is more synonymous with true sciatica. Okay, so just to clarify, your S1 is this little nerve here that comes out just into the sacrum. So it's just below the L5. Now, the S1 nerve is one of the most important nerves that makes up the sciatic nerve. Okay, the sciatic nerve has 5 nerves that contribute to it from the spine, and the most important one is S1. So when you have a problem at S1, let's say the disc material is touching S1, what most people find is again pain in the back, then again pain into the buttock, but this time it tends not to cross down and go down the outside of the leg. It tends to go perfectly down the back of the leg. So many people with an S1 problem tend to think that their hamstring is the problem, when in reality it's not the hamstring at all. It's the S1 nerve, which is underneath the hamstring. So with an S1 problem, the pain can go down the back of the leg near the hamstring. It goes through this little gap in the knee, and then it goes all the way down the back of the calf. It can sometimes sit in the heel for some people. So again, some people have heel pain and they feel like it's their heel that's the problem, but in reality it's the S1. And then it can go right into the toes. And the S1 supplies the under part of the foot, so it can feel like your toes are tingling or your toes are numb as well. So those are the main symptoms. To make things even more confusing, people don't always feel the entirety of the pain all the way down. Sometimes people with an S1 problem can just have pain in the hamstring, no back pain, no calf pain. Sometimes they can just have calf pain, no back pain, no thigh pain. Sometimes they can just have tingling in the foot and no other symptoms anywhere else. And similar with the L5 problem, sometimes these people can just have buttock pain. Sometimes they can just have pain on the outside of the knee. Sometimes they can just have pain on the outside of the ankle. So you really do have to be a bit of a detective to find out what's going on, which is why we always recommend getting a professional opinion. So those are the pain patterns of L5-S1. You can see how the nerves travel in different directions and the pain corresponds to the course of the nerve. And that is pretty much all you need to know at the moment about L5 and S1. So that is the L5-S1 pain pattern. I hope that video has been useful to you, and I hope it's illuminated what's going on a little bit with the problem that you've been facing as well. If it has, then please leave me a comment below to let me know it's been a helpful video, because I love reading the comments people leave. Anyway, that's all I had for you today. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please note that we have a dedicated sciatica website, which is designed to provide information for people suffering with back pain and sciatica. You can find that using the link below this video. And we also have my new book available. It's called Thriving Beyond 50, and it's a great guide for over 50s who are looking to regain and maintain their mobility and independence in later life and beyond. You can also find that on Amazon using the link below this video. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next video.